This is Andrea
Stander
from Vermont, and I'm going to interview her while she's working. And that's one thing I noticed when I came in here. I can tell the energy here at rural Vermont is about business. It's not about talking, it's about doing. Well, you know, you got to keep moving when you want to make a difference in the world. You don't want to sit on your butts. You want to just take action and work. And I really felt that in this room tonight. But anyway, I'll let you talk now.
Thank you for coming. Really great to have you guys.
Thank you.
I wish we could have worked it out, earlier on, so we could have incorporated you into the event. But because it was Sunday night, we wanted to be sensitive to people needing to get home and stuff like that. And we had such a full lineup of storytellers.
Seriously, it doesn't matter. I just want to meet you and find out, more about how you did this, or just what's your favorite thing about it.
A lot of credit goes to Shelby Gerard, who's our outreach coordinator. I mean, as a nonprofit organization, we don't do anything without a lot of help. Our members, our volunteers, our board members. Ben Hewitt, who was our MC tonight, is on our board, and Shelby recruited a whole bunch of volunteers to help us and stuff. So
I loved how you kept on just saying everyone eats.
Yeah, right. Well, it's one of the best things about the work we're doing is nobody gets to say, "Oh, this doesn't affect me."
Right. Right. I mean, you're doing everything from no GMO to helping with the regulations for the farmers to.
Yeah, I mean, the organization was founded to address the needs of farmers, especially small-scale farmers, which is what we have mostly here in Vermont.
We need that in Atlanta.
And to both educate the public about the issues they were facing and also empower the farmers to speak for themselves. Because when they speak from their experience and what they know and what the issues are that are affecting them, it's so much more powerful than if someone like me talks about it. I mean, I can talk about it till I'm blue in the face, but if I can bring one farmer to the legislature and have them sit down in front of the agriculture committee and explain why a change in the regulations is needed, that's so much more persuasive. And giving people knowledge, the comfort, the support that they need to do that. Because most people who farm are very independent and self-reliant and stuff. So coming out in public and coming into a situation like the State House is not familiar to them and not comfortable.
You're providing that
pathway. Helping people get comfortable with that and understand that their voice can be heard and that their voice is powerful.
That's beautiful.
Is really important.
It's very important.
That's how we passed the hemp law.
And so what was the main, so it was through the farmers?
We had so many farmers who wanted to grow hemp. We had so many businesses that are already making products from hemp and want to buy their hemp from Vermont instead of from Canada or wherever.
What businesses?
There's a business down in southern Vermont wants to make building materials.
What's the name of that business?
I'm not going to be able to remember right now.
Don't worry about it.
Well, there's Hempfully Green, which is one outfit, and I'm not sure if that's the right one. I think that's the guy. That's the builders. So they make something called Hempcrete, which is a great,
I know
strong,
about that. I'm an earthen builder.
So. And then we've got companies that we've got a guy who just started a new company that's going to be working on seed oils for.
Wonderful.
And he wants to have hemp be part of that. There's a guy who has a very successful Vermont soap company over in Middlebury who uses hemp in a lot of his soap products, but he has to buy it.
What about hemp fuel?
Hemp fuel is definitely of interest to people. There's one guy who wants to grow it just for his chickens because hemp as a food for chickens really increases the omega-3, 6, and 9 in the eggs.
Beautiful idea.
And so he wants to do that. So there's lots of people who want to do it and lots of people who will do it.
I heard there's about 7 farmers who have
at least 6 or 7 who
and they just will do it. I mean, how cool is that? Why can't Georgia okay, Georgia, we're just going to do it. There are a bunch of farmers there that want to, but we just
well, the good thing too is that we have Senator Patrick Leahy, who's the head of the Judiciary Committee in D.C., and he has done some outreach to the Department of Justice because the Department of Justice issued a memo saying that they weren't going to interfere with any of the states who've passed marijuana laws. So since the feds continue to insist on classifying hemp and marijuana as the same thing. Our expectation is that what the statement they've made about the marijuana laws will hold true for the states that have passed hemp laws.
And
that
what
they're
do
not
you
going to
think
interfere
about how they say people can hide marijuana in hemp fields?
That's one of the biggest myths that ever got
going. It would ruin the THC in the crop.
Well,
and it
exactly. And hemp grows so densely that it crowds out anything else. That's what makes it really easy to grow because you don't have to do a lot of weeding because it grows so densely that it just kind of chokes out all the weeds. Still a lot of misinformation. There's still a still a lot of, law enforcement people who think it's a gateway drug and so on and
Right.
so forth. But we're really focused on the hemp because that's an agricultural product, and that's a product that could really make a big difference for farmers. And
Right.
it's good for
Do you think
it's good-
marijuana growers are going to have a hard time keeping their THC high because of crossbreeding with hemp?
I don't
are they
think
going to have to
at
grow it
least
indoors?
not for a while anyway,
Okay.
because there's going to be such a small number. And plus,
Right.
that's one of the requirements of the laws. They have to register where they're growing it.
Right.
So it'll be known. It'll
Right.
be public knowledge where
Exactly.
the hemp is being grown.
What's one tip that you would give Georgians for us to really take some steps in getting our farmers these rights?
The thing I would do is talk about the economic opportunity that hemp represents
do
for
that.
farmers. The cash crop, it's an easy to grow crop. It's a good crop for stabilizing soil, stream banks and things like that. It has tremendous value in this age of climate change in terms of what it can do in that regard as well.
Yes.
So.
And so your labeling efforts here also passed. Like, you have to label GMOs here?
No, we passed it through our house last spring.
Federally?
No, here in
Just
Vermont.
Vermont.
Here in
Oh.
Vermont, we passed the bill, the labeling bill, through the House last spring. It now goes to our Senate. We have to pass it in the Senate as well. Our Senate is small. We only have 30 senators, so
Gotcha.
we've got to get those 30 votes, or at least
Gotcha.
we've got to get 17 of those votes and get it through. And we expect that Vermont is going to be targeted by all the big companies who have been fighting the initiatives in Washington and California. So we're expecting a big fight, but we've also got a huge number of people who want this
We'll
to
be
happen.
watching you.
Yeah,
As I said, we've been stalking you
Well,
on
last
Facebook
year
and
when
learning
it
from
passed
you.
in the House, on the day that they had the vote, we posted it on our Facebook page live from the State
Wonderful.
House, and within 24 hours we had 2 million hits on that post.
Serious respect to you.
Well, a serious indication of how many people cared about what was happening.
Yeah, but you're
Yeah.
really giving that a voice. That's
Yeah,
rare.
yeah,
We
it
don't
was
we don't
fun.
have that in
It
Georgia
was fun.
right
We
now.
had a good time. Yeah, we're lucky here in Vermont. We've got, we still have very good access to our democracy. I mean, anybody can walk into our State House. You can sit down in a committee room. You can listen to what's being debated.
Amazing.
That's rare these days. That's really rare. So, yeah.
Thank you.
So, thank you. Thanks for being here. It's nice to meet you.
You too.
Keep up the good work.
Yes, it's happening. It just feels like this is like really America when I walked in the door here. It's like this is what it's about, really having access to our dreams and making a difference.
Thank
and
you
having
so
a
much,
voice.
guys, for helping with this. I really appreciate it.
Let's go to Colorado in July.